Hello and welcome back to David Anderson Longbow Arrows, and we are dealing with video 7. Video 7 is all about sealing the shaft. So just a quick recap on what we've done so far. We've done an introduction. We determined what we're planning to do with the arrows. We've determined our draw length. We've determined everything that we've got. We've got our arrow size. We've cut it down. We've tapered the ends. Video 6a spoke a little bit about the profiles of the arrow shafts. So now we're going to look at sealing the shafts. So now this is the next stage that I do before I put points and nocks on. So here is our shaft. Okay, so you can see we've got a tape at one end for the nock, the other end for the point, and we're now going to seal the shaft. Now there are a number of substances that you can use to seal a wooden shaft, and the reason why we're sealing the shaft, obviously because it's wood, we need to protect it against the wet and the damp and that sort of thing. So what can we use? We can use varnish, you can use linseed oil. I think I've got some linseed oil over here, so there's linseed oil, quite a good substance. You can use beeswax, you can use lacquer, you can use tung oil, or you can use Danish oil. They're all designed to protect the wood from the elements, both wet and dry. So you may be shooting in the cold and wet of winter, but also the hot and dry of the summer. And if you want your shafts to last, then you need to protect them. Some people also paint their shafts. Perfectly adequate, you can do that. I would say once you've painted your shaft, you will then need to apply some lacquer to protect it a little bit from then. What I tend to use is I use Danish oil. Danish oil is a mixture of linen oil, tung oil, linseed oil, and it's also mixed with varnish, and as such it kind of covers all of those things in one product, and it makes the shafts look really, really good. I've got a few here, so this one here, you can see this shaft has been finished with pine Danish oil, and this one here I actually used a oak oil on it, and you can see if I put it next to that one there we go, look, you can see the difference in colours. However, they're both pine arrows shafts, so you do get a nicer different style. This one here, this wasn't made by me, this was made by somebody else, and this just has a varnish on it, and it does the job, works perfectly well. So let's put those there. So what we've got is Danish oil. So we've got, there we go, that one there's antique pine. We've got Canadian cedar. There's a deep mahogany. I mean, I use Colron Danish oil. Is excellent stuff, but it is a little bit expensive. And there's also Jacobean dark oak, and they all give the wood a really, really nice effect. How do we apply it? Very, very simple. Right, what I'm going to do is get a couple of latex gloves, okay, because it is a bit messy work. Simple process. What we do, we sand the shaft, seal the shaft. Once the oil is dried, we then sand the shaft again, and then we apply another coat. I use this blue roll stuff. Pull a piece off, scrunch it up. I'm going to use Canadian cedar on this one. Give it a shake, and off comes the lid. Okay, and all I simply do is apply some of the oil to the blue cloth, take the shaft, and I literally just rub it in like so. Turn the shaft upside down, get another and then onto the other end. And you can see that's gone on nice and smooth. Okay, and then once that shaft is done, that will then go up and stand up to be dried. That stuff goes in the bin. And once I've done all the shafts, I then, as I said, I leave them to dry for a couple of hours, 3 hours or so. Take the shaft again, sand it down, revarnish it. And that's it. On to the next video.